Alright, we'll bring the Twitch chat over onto the other screen. Take two. At round 2 in the second match of the qualifiers. Team Leftovers taking the L against Team Meta Slaves. The Meta Slaves, for the relatively new players that they have, doing very well against some very well established players in the multiplayer and 1v1 scene. Alright, we're back in. Just gotta move around the window a little bit here. Gonna move my head out of the way a little bit too. Alright. Let's let the game render in. Ensure that our camera is moving around nice and smooth. Getting our 60 frames to Twitch. Apologies for the dizzying experience. We're just making sure it's coming across all nice and smooth. Everything appears to be working. Alright, let's fast forward to game start. Alright, the good lucks go out, and the players place. Moving over now. Checking out X Factor. Alright. X Factor, captain of the Team Meta Slaves, starting out in the Armada faction. Mitvit, starting out Armada. And Yotaniko, also in the Armada faction. Moving over to Team Leftovers, Shadhunter, Cortex Vehicles. Flash on Armada bots. And Captain Jack Sparrow, Armada bots as well. Moving back over to Team Meta Slaves. The flanking positions starting out in vehicles with Mitvit in the center taking Armada bots. Scouts from both teams going out here. Yotaniko moving rovers forward. Flash and Mitvit's units pass each other in the center. It looks like scouts from all members bar Shadhunter with the Cortex vehicles going for an incisor tank instead. But 2 LLTs at home are going to ensure that those rovers find very little purchase. One rover does manage to park behind a metal extractor here, covering it from the light laser turret fire. Ticks from Mitvit assail one of the mexes from Flash, but don't manage to find purchase. X Factor moving multiple rovers in to assail Captain Jack Sparrow. One metal extractor goes down. Oh, will it be a second? Doesn't quite get the kill. Meanwhile, Flash manages to get into X Factor's backline, taking down a metal extractor there. Likewise, in the north side, X Factor taking on 2 teams here. 2 metal extractors against 2 teammates from Meta Slaves. Even with the successful raids, the economy advantage in metal goes to the Meta Slaves. Energy in the advantage of Team Leftovers. Flash building up some units, making sure to cover all of his bases before he moves forward. Mitvit still probing forward with scouts. Shadhunter, 2 light tanks, and now moving straight into the longer range Lasher missile trucks. Captain Jack Sparrow moving constructors forward earlier with his commander, getting to the front line well before X Factor live. But X Factor's got a much more substantial start here than Jack Sparrow. More energy, more build power. And he moves forward escorted by Janus tanks. Mitvit finds a weak spot in the line here. Flash's units respond, but the entirety of Captain Jack Sparrow's economy is eviscerated as those wind turbines were built close together. No light laser tower there to protect against the pawns from Mitvit. Mitvit doesn't have to win his lane if his team captain is going to be bulldozing down the line in a couple of minutes. It already looks bad for Team Leftovers here. Light laser towers in your initial starting base are very important, ladies and gentlemen, not just against scouts, but against inevitable raids, as nobody can cover every avenue on this map. There are so many craters and hills. And this is where we did see the bug here occur, actually, that could have been better for Captain Jack Sparrow. Mitvit's pawn got stuck in the bounding box of the bot lab, and the units from Flash couldn't kill it. A Janus tank goes down from X Factor here. Pawns from Mitvit pushing back Flash's units. They are balled up very, very tightly here. Flash's units going in with inferior numbers will die to the superior weight of fire. Flash's commander on the front line here. Mitvit moving his commander still in the base. Captain Jack Sparrow's commander goes down to X Factor. X Factor surviving the explosion, going to secure the reclaim for his team. Lasher trucks from Shadhunter here on the front line, but Shadhunter's commander well in range of those Janus tanks. He was cloaked, and he breaks the cloak to go forward and attempt to degun one of those Janus tanks. Doesn't quite get it. The Constructor taking fire from the Lasher tanks here. The Janus survives. Yotaniko moving forward to repair. Multiple pawns here from Mitvit. Now seeing Flash's commander on the south side, moves forward his meager defenses on the north and moves in to break his base and kill more economy. X Factor pulling back his units now, knowing that there is no little threat from Captain Jack Sparrow. 7 energy and 8 metal and 1 constructor. Shadhunter with the Lasher trucks, getting pressured back by superior unit numbers from Yotaniko. Swaps over into the longer range tier 1 artillery, the only option available to you against the long range missile trucks. Mitvit doing well, splitting his micro, just killing units and metal extractors left, right, and center. The Raider award will go to Mitvit for sure. This guy needs a Viking helmet like Ragnar. X Factor spots the remaining units from Captain Jack Sparrow here in the south side. Flash awards Captain Jack Sparrow his commander, netting him some passive income and build power in an attempt to salvage what remains of this match. Mitvit still pressing forward, now tech swapping into vehicles as well. Yotaniko doing well, reclaiming all of Shadhunter's excess metal on the front line left over from the tanks that are dying from both sides right now, and funnels that metal into Mitvit. X Factor continuing to press forward here. His commander taking the metal extractors in the center of the map. 76 metal to 56. 2,200 energy to 1,000. The economy difference right now is almost the 2 to 1. And the meta slaves slowly and with calculation and patience press their advantage forward. Tanks from X Factor Live going to eviscerate the remaining units from Captain Jack Sparrow as Captain Jack Sparrow attempts to build some defenses on the front line. Shadhunter going balls to the wall on medium tanks and is getting ready for the last hurrah as Mitvit turns his raiding force's attention to Shadhunter's backline mexes. Swarmer turret going up in the back of his base to protect. Medium tanks form a phalanx line against Flash's light bots here. Captain Jack Sparrow, his newly gifted commander, now under siege from medium tanks, Janus and Whistlers. The Whistlers moving forward, taking small chunks out of his hit point pool. Two commanders remain against three. X Factor pushes his commander forward. X Factor smells blood and moves his remaining units forward to clear out any of Captain Jack Sparrow's units. X Factor cloaked walks his commander forward, looking for a target. He wants to degun Flash's base. They don't quite have enough to push it down and kill it. Captain Jack Sparrow is going to detonate his commander here. And the commander detonation just salvages Flash's base. And in the top side, Yotaniko loses his commander to Shadhunter's medium tank deathball. He was not ready for that level of aggression. And now it's commander v commander. Mitvit, the final commander for Team Metaslaves. Shadhunter, the final commander for Team Leftovers. But right as this is happening, there's now a two-pronged assault as the lack of units from Captain Jack Sparrow, X Factor, and Mitvit move forward to eliminate the remainder of Flash's base. Medium tanks besetting Shadhunter on all sides, escorted by light units and artillery tanks. Shadhunter takes the resign. N220. Team Metaslaves will be moving on to the next round. Alright, we're now going to set up round 3. Round 3 will be Team Luddux versus Team Zupi. Alright, let's load in. Alright. I'm just going to load in, render the map here. We're just going to do a little bit of a fly around to see if we can eliminate any stutters. As the players begin to load in.